Okay, so as normal, I have my notes. I'm recording this for YouTube and TikTok, but I'm not going to have any time for questions today because I'm kind of busy today. But today I'm going to be talking about how you have to make your manifestations regular. Like, they need to be normal, they need to be natural for you to be able to manifest it, right? There are a lot of common things that people want to manifest, and the reason that they don't achieve those particular things, or it's harder to achieve those particular things, is because of idolization, right? If there's something that you want to manifest, you have to look at your attitude and your mindset towards that particular thing, okay? And if your mindset about it is, oh my gosh, like, I'd be so happy when I get this, oh my god, that's amazing, oh my god, I wish I had that, like, why do these people get to do that and I don't? It's so amazing that, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? If you are looking at something you want to manifest from that perspective, it's because you are idolizing it, and it means that it's going to be so much harder for you to be able to attain that particular thing because it doesn't feel natural and it doesn't feel normal to you, right? If you think about everything that you do have and everything that you do currently experience, right? You have those things and you experience those particular things because they are natural and they are normal to you. Think about anything that you have. Like, you don't really have to do too much to be able to experience those particular things. Like, whatever it is, everyone's different. Everyone gets to have different experiences in life, whatever. But no matter what it is, you are able to experience that particular thing or manifest that particular thing, or it's easy for some people to manifest this compared to that, etc. Because it's more natural to them, it's more normal to them, it's more regular to them. Like, it's easier for them to get those particular things because it is natural to them. It's so much easier when it feels natural to you, right? I kind of forgot my train of thought. Yeah, I was just saying that it's more natural and it's easier for you to manifest particular things because that thing is natural and normal to you, right? As I said, people can manifest different things based on what feels natural to them, and not the whole point of manifestation, but to be able to manifest something a lot easier. If it's natural to you, if you naturally expect that particular thing, if it's part of your self-concept to be able to experience those particular things, etc., it's easier because it's about how you direct your mind. It's so much easier for you to direct your mind towards something that feels normal to you and you can then experience it than something that feels way out of your reach, right? If you think about people that have the things that you want, that if you're idolizing that thing and you're looking at that thing and you're thinking, oh my god, how amazing is it that this person gets to drive this particular car, has this amount of followers, makes this amount of money, if you ask those people what it's like, of course it's nice to them, but just like you with whatever it is you do currently experience in your life and what you expect to happen, it's normal to you. Like, it's regular to you. You expect to have those particular things, right? And those particular people who have the things that you want, for example, if we're talking about material things, or even it can be like relationships, etc., those particular people, if you were to ask them about those things, they're not thinking, oh my gosh, like, of course they're happy and they're grateful, but it's not like oh my gosh. It's not they don't idolize those things. And that's what I was saying about in terms of when you idolize something, you put it that much further out of reach, and you put obstacles and you put things in the way as to why you cannot have that particular thing, than if it feels more natural and it feels more normal to you, right? And I know this might bring up the question of like, what about people that like go from nothing and then they get all these amazing things in life? Like, you know, they started from the bottom or whatever, they started in whatever kind of experience in life, and now they're like flourishing, they're doing XYZ, they're making loads of money, That is a valid point. However, I don't believe in coincidences and I don't believe in chance, right? When it comes to those particular people, one, you don't know what's going on in their minds. You don't know how they're thinking and feeling. You don't know how they are directing their minds, because you can only see other people's minds when you get to see their reality. But the fact that they are experiencing that particular thing means that to them, they were able to or they directed their mind in such a way into where they expected those things to happen. Now, or they expect those things to happen. They know they are great. They know they are like destined to experience more. They want to get this, they want to get that, etc. But they're thinking from a point of view that they expect. They do expect to have that particular thing. Not necessarily, they might not necessarily know exactly when that thing is going to happen or how it is going to happen. But for you to be able to experience something, it has to be normal to you. Like if you see great stars, for example, like people that you don't know anything about them, they're not born into like fame, for example, and then they become really big like artists or whatever, regardless of where they came from, in their minds they always knew that they're going to be great. They knew that they were talented. They knew that they had something to share with the world. And this can be in like anything that they do. They had that mindset about themselves, which allows them to then experience those particular things. Of course things happen along the way to get them to that, but that is where their mind is at. They've made that normal to them. They expect it to happen. They're thinking in that way. And yes, right now their outside reality might not show it, but as I said, when you're looking at people that aren't necessarily at the place that they want to be yet, you don't know what's going on in their mind. But for them to then be able to experience that thing, it's because they believed in themselves. They trusted themselves. They know what they have to offer. Their self-concept is good about themselves. And when it comes back to the whole like idolization thing, of course, when people get something that they want, like with all of us, when we get something, of course, when we get something that we want initially, of course, it is amazing. It's great that we had that we finally got that particular thing. But at the end of the day, like no matter what it, like when you look at your life in general, everything that you currently have, even if it was something that you really wanted to manifest and you finally manifested it, when you've had it for a little while or whatever, it becomes normal to you. Those things become normal to you. It becomes regular, etc. So my whole point, in terms of you need to make your manifestations normal, right? This doesn't mean that you have to only try to manifest things that are considered normal. Now, everyone's like take on what is normal is going to be different depending on where you currently are at in life, what you've experienced in life, whatever. But it doesn't mean that you don't have to try and manifest something that might seem suddenly out of your reach, but it's about your perspective on it. Because like I said, the moment you idolize something, the moment you're thinking about something and you're thinking, oh my God, I'll be so happy when I get that. Oh my gosh, like this is what I need in my life. This will make my life complete. You're idolizing that thing and you are actually keeping it away from you. You're putting up obstacles and reasons as to why you cannot have that thing, rather than it being normal to you and you being able to experience it, right? So instead of focusing on trying to get things, which means that you're coming from a perspective that you don't already have those things are out of your reach, etc., you instead need to focus on manifesting, making a particular reality normal to you. Now, to do that, you use all the ways that you currently manifest. You do all the ways that you have manifested things before. If there's been something that you manifested before and you use a particular technique, you used whatever, fine. But you need to change your stance and your mindset from I'm trying to manifest to get this particular thing. Stop doing that, because that is keeping it out of reach. Your mindset and your standpoint needs to change too. I'm going to manifest making this seem normal to me, making this seem regular to me, making it no longer seem like something that's so out of reach. It needs to feel like something that is just normal, it's expected, you expect it to happen, etc. That way, there won't be any obstacles between you and that particular thing, because you are no longer idolizing that particular thing, right? So you have to make it normal. Now, you still in your mind live in the end from the place of you already having that particular thing, but instead of focusing on living in the end in your mind, thinking, okay, if I continue to do this, I'm gonna get this thing. You need to be living in the end in your mind from a standpoint of, I don't know why I can't speak today. You need to live in the end in your mind from a standpoint of, okay, I'm doing this because I want this to feel normal to me. I want this to feel normal in my mind. I want to live in the end, in my imagination, my mental diet, my whatever technique I'm doing, because I want this to feel normal to me. Don't focus on trying to get it, because you will get it, obviously, once it feels normal and natural to you. But that is your focus, making it feel normal to you, making it feel normal in your mind, living in the end from a standpoint of, okay, I'm trying to make this normal. And like with anything that we do, that you learn new skills or whatever, the more that you repeat that in your mind, the more you live in the end, the more you're coming from a perspective of, I want to make this feel natural to me. I want to make it feel normal to me. I'm living in the end in my mind because I want it to feel normal to me, normal for me to have or experience whatever it is you're trying to experience, or whatever desires that it is that you have. The more that you repeat that, the easier it will become, the more natural it's going to feel to you, the more you're going to make it normal, and the more you're going to stop idolizing that thing and stop putting up any obstacles between you and that particular thing. Like, if you think about it this way, anything new that you do, any new skill that you learn, anything new that you try, the first time that you're doing it, it's not going to feel normal. It's not going to feel natural. It's new to you. But the more that you keep doing it, the more that you keep repeating that particular thing, it becomes normal. It almost becomes like second nature. Like, we've all started new jobs. We've all learned new skills in life. We've all done X, Y, Z. It's always hard at first for it to feel normal, for it to feel natural to you. But the more that you do it, the easier it will become. So yeah, you have to stop idolizing things. You have to decide that you're going to stop trying to manifest from the perspective of getting these things, and manifest from the perspective of, I'm going to try and I'm manifesting this thing feeling normal to me, and it feeling normal for me to think about and know that I can have X, Y, Z, and I can experience X, Y, Z. Okay. Yeah, that is all for today, guys. Next week I will answer any questions. I'm just super busy today, which I'm sorry about, but I wanted to make sure that I jumped on the live and I recorded the YouTube video for you guys. If you want to watch it back, I'll upload it onto my YouTube on Tuesday. My YouTube name is Manifest with Her, and I will see you next week.